The settlement on Kepler 442b was dying. Eleanor pressed her violet face against the cracked viewport, watching the last of the protein synthesizers sputter and fail in the courtyard below. Behind her, her younger sister Mira whimpered, a sound that had become as constant as the station's failing life support systems. "Ellie, I'm hungry," Mira whispered, her bioluminescent spots flickering weakly across her translucent skin. At 8 cycles old, she didn't understand why the food had stopped coming, why their mother hadn't returned from the supply run to the neighboring settlement 3 solar rotations ago. Eleanor swallowed hard, her dual hearts aching. The Kolari were a proud species, survivors of 3 planetary evacuations, but pride couldn't fill an empty stomach. Their kind required specific amino acid chains that human rations couldn't provide, chains that their dying synthesizers could no longer produce. Soon, "Little star," Eleanor lied, stroking her sister's crystalline hair. Soon. The human settlement was 2 kilometers across the ridge, an impossible distance in Mira's weakened state, but perhaps not for Eleanor alone. The humans had arrived 6 months earlier, their massive colony ship descending like a metal moon. The Quillari elders had warned against contact. Humans were expansionists, conquerors, their history soaked in the blood of lesser species. But Mira cried through the night, her body beginning to consume itself for energy, and Eleanor's pride crumbled like the protein synthesizers outside. The human settlement blazed with light, wasteful, excessive, so typically human. Eleanor's environmental suit beeped warnings as she approached the perimeter, her legs trembling from exhaustion and fear. Security drones locked onto her immediately, their red targeting lasers painting her chest. "State your business," a mechanical voice demanded. I need help. My sister is starving." There was a pause then. "Proceed to Gate 7. Someone will meet you." The human who emerged from the airlock was tall, with dark skin and kind eyes that crinkled at the corners. His identification badge read, "Jasper Cole, Xenobiological Relations." "You're Quillari," he said, not a question, but an observation delivered in flawless galactic standard. "From the settlement across the ridge?" Eleanor nodded, her pride warring with desperation. "Our synthesizers failed. My sister, she's 8 cycles old. She needs specific proteins or she'll—" She couldn't finish the sentence. Jasper's expression darkened. "Why didn't you come sooner? We've had surplus supplies for months, we were told. Your kind doesn't help freely. That every human generosity comes with chains attached." Something flickered across Jasper's face. Hurt, perhaps, or disappointment. "Come inside. Let's talk about your sister." The human medical bay was overwhelming, sterile, bright, filled with technology that hummed with barely restrained power. Jasper pulled up holographic displays, his fingers dancing across interfaces as Eleanor described Mira's condition. "Your synthesizers are Aurelian 4 models, correct? We have compatible protein matrices." He paused, studying her with an intensity that made Eleanor's skin flush darker violet. "But you're right about one thing. We don't give aid without discussion." There it was, the trap Eleanor had feared. "What do you want?"
We have little...
Some mineral rights, perhaps, or... "I want to understand," Jasper interrupted quietly. "Your people have been dying slowly for 3 months. Our scans showed your settlement's power fluctuations. We sent envoys, aid offers, all rejected at your gates. Why?" Eleanor's legs nearly buckled.
3 months.
They could have saved Mira's weight loss, their mother's desperate journey, all the suffering. If only pride hadn't blinded them. "We thought..." Her voice cracked. "We learned about Earth's history. The colonization, the conquests. We assumed that we'd repeat those mistakes." Jasper's smile was sad. "Some of us tried to. But humanity learned something during our exodus to the stars. Survival isn't a zero-sum game. We nearly went extinct because we couldn't grasp that simple truth." He pulled up another display, images of human settlements across the sector, each one integrated with local species. Not conquered, integrated. "The deal I want is simple," Jasper said. "Let us help. Let us prove that we've changed. And in return, teach us. Share your culture, your knowledge, your presence. The universe is vast and hostile enough without making enemies of neighbors." Eleanor stared at him, years of ingrained suspicion warring with the desperate hope blooming in her chest. "That's all? That's everything." Jasper began loading protein canisters into a transport case. Humans learned the hard way that our greatest strength isn't our weapons or our technology. It's our ability to look at someone completely different from us and choose to see a friend instead of a threat. He sealed the case and held it out to her. This is enough for your entire settlement for 2 months while we repair your synthesizers. No contracts, no territorial claims, just neighbors helping neighbors. Eleanor took the case with trembling hands, her bioluminescent spots flaring bright for the first time in weeks. Why, truly, why would you do this? Jasper's smile widened. Because somewhere in human history someone helped us when they didn't have to. Someone chose kindness over fear. I'm just paying that debt forward. He walked her toward the airlock, then paused. Besides, I've read about Quillari poetry. I'd love to learn more if you'd be willing to teach me sometime. Mira's spots glowed like tiny stars as she consumed her first real meal in days, the protein matrix absorbing instantly into her starved system. Eleanor watched her sister's strength return, her laughter echoing through their small habitat, and thought about the human who'd asked for nothing but friendship. Perhaps humanity's greatest achievement wasn't their technology or their vast ships. Perhaps it was simpler. They'd learned to be better than their history. They'd learned that true strength meant extending a hand instead of a fist. As Mira fell into peaceful sleep, her spots pulsing with healthy rhythm, Eleanor pulled up her communication console and composed a message to Jasper Cole. Tomorrow, I'll teach you about Quillari poetry, and perhaps we can discuss rebuilding together. The response came within minutes. I'd like that. Welcome to the neighborhood, Eleanor. Outside, the two settlements' lights mingled across the ridge, alien and human, different but no longer separate. In the vast darkness of space, two species had chosen hope over fear, and that made all the difference.